From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE, live from Santa Monica with your great fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that fourth stimulus recon, which is going to become law in the next 14 days. Here we go, the finish line. This incredible fourth stimulus recon will be the biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. And in this recording, we're going to go over what those checks are and how you get those incredible checks. This is the fourth stimulus recon, and away we go. That fourth stimulus recon is going to get passed in the month of December, and it's going to have a lot of checks added in there by those senators. So far, the checks are at least $15,000, and in this recording, I'm going to show you those incredible checks. You're going to clean up the biggest payday you've ever seen in the history of this channel. It's fourth stimulus. But get ready for Christmas stimulus, as viewers, countless viewers, thousands of viewers on this channel have gotten it. It's called third stimulus, and they got it last week. They got it the week before, and you're going to get it today. It's money available in your hands, and the average viewer has gotten an average of $5,000. This is Christmas stimulus and it's third stimulus. It's coming up in this recording. Get your pen and paper ready. We're going to go over that student loan debt forgiveness. We're going to go over fifth stimulus as well. Then we're going to turn to the surprising, expected, developing details for December 15th. This is when the Federal Reserve meets, and you're going to see how the Federal Reserve is going to react to that news that came in overnight of an inflation rate that exactly a kid with a purple shirt in Los Angeles was telling you it was going to be in December, and it came in just right on almost the money. The latest details on that, plus that secret meeting from Chuck and Mitch and why that signaled that the recon is going to be easier to get done. It's a big, bold, beautiful morning. I'm excited you're here. Big payday coming. Fourth stimulus. Big payday today. Third stimulus. And bacon, not so much. It's just still missing. You know, when Mitch and Chuck met quietly, I think they were talking about the bacon. Those details are more coming up as a big, bold, beautiful early Mornings LA starts right here, right now, direct from Santa Monica, California. And happy holidays. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful holiday season. Here we go. That recon is going to become law in just a few days. It's going to become law in the month of December, but will become a law by Christmas. All the latest details. The Senate changes to the incredible check are covered to that incredible program are covered in this recording. But so far, there's multiple checks in there that'll pay you about $15,000. Lots and lots of checks. Many checks that'll pay you at least $15,000. I'm going to go over those checks. Get your pen and paper ready. But no time to wait for that because Christmas stimulus is available, and that has been paying out viewers on average of $5,000. Countless thousands of viewers are getting it in the last 2 weeks. It is third stimulus, and I'm going to show you how to get this incredible sums of money in your hand today. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, then plus the latest details on that fifth stimulus. And the importance of what's going on in December 15th, it's critical because the inflation numbers came in last Friday, this 24 hours ago, and the labor numbers came in the day before that. I'm going to show you what's going on with that, plus the latest details on that secret meeting between Chuck and Mitch, because guess what? The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, the coffee is brewing, and everything is here except the bacon. Oh, there's some bacon. It's a big, bold, beautiful morning. I'm excited you're here, so go onto this video right now and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button right now. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe and become part of the #3 most watched financial news channel in America. It's called LALATE. Like this video, 2,000 likes, and consider becoming a member of this incredible family so you get that newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Features all the big money, and it's sent out by the LALATE Alerts, which is also free. Get it under the video's link description. And with that, let's go over the breaking news as we start a big, bold day. Here we go. That recon is becoming law, and it pays you a lot of money. On average, at least $15,000. What are these incredible checks? Let's go over them. first of 3 clusters and 3 add-ons starting right now. Hazard pay got in there. $4,000 of elder care got in there. $4,000 of care for young children got in there. The Pell Grant $550 check got in there. The home repairs, if you live in a low-income community, got it in there. They also got the CTC child tax credit, $3,600 approximately, got it in there. And finally, they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, got it in there as well. The first incredible add-on comes from here in Southern California from Maxine Waters, the illustrious legislator from Los Angeles, got the provision in there. And what is it? It is free money for the purchase of your first home. Yes, she's going to give you money to buy your first home. She originally wanted to give you $25,000. What did she get? A number a little bit less. How do you get these incredible sums of money? It's coming up later in this video. And yeah, she wanted to give you $25,000, but they got a little bit less. Let's go to the second cluster of checks, and here comes some more money across the board. They got in their paid leave. They got in their home repairs. They got in there the money for the household tax credit. They got in there the child tax credit, the pre-kindergarten, and also the care check as well. Now, when we look at these home repairs, this is to weatherize your home. Winterize? No. Winterize is for the festivities. Weatherize is to sustain the natural disasters. Now, winterize, yeah, that's this set. And if you notice, there's some of the leaves in the poinsettias behind me are half purple. They're half purple. It's a real poinsettia plant that has half purple leaves. I have no idea that they're even existing. More about that coming up on Holidays LA. Now let's turn to the second add-on. It comes from the illustrious Bob Casey. He got it in there. He wanted to give you $250 billion. It's a little bit less. What is this? This is free money for this is free coverage for home health care for my seniors and people on disabilities. Yeah, he wanted $250. He got a little bit less in there. Let's go over the third cluster checks. Here we go. Money for my seniors and free internet. This is incredible. Let's go over the details. And here comes the deliciousness. This is for stimulus recon. They got in there free school meals for all checks. They got in there cheaper prescription medication, immigration reform, money for the farmers, the free internet, then money for the seniors. And that is across Medicare expansion, showing us the dichotomy of House versus Senate. The House members got 2 Medicare expansions in there, which are the hearing and lowering the eligibility age and the Medicaid gap fix, whereas the House members got in there or want to add in there 3 other provisions, which are hearing, dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is consistent with what we talk about when we look at the words and the letters MSC. MSC are an acronym that was created by this channel to describe a program first unveiled by those senators months ago. Multiple stimulus checks are in this recon, lots of them. They'll pay you at least $15,000. But this MSC refers to some other multiple checks, those that come from the IRS. That's why we call them IRS stimulus checks. And those legislators back in May said they would put it in there. And I said, pick up the phone and advocate. And you did. Over 8 million phone calls from viewers of this channel, the biggest advocacy place in the United States. Pick up the phone and advocate. It's those 6 senators. And they 6 senators said to thousands of viewers, it's going in there. They said it's going in there. But once the legislation landed in the Senate 2 weeks ago, said, pick up the phone and re-advocate. Because now the ball is in their court. And you have done so well. Pick up the phone and advocate to those 6 senators. And what have they said? They have said that they still want to put it in there. And those 6 senators that you need to advocate to by telephone are the following 6 senators across the board. They are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. You need to advocate for the inclusion by picking up the phone and contacting their chief of staff or staffers in D.C. When we look at that MSC, what do we need to know about it? Well, what the legislators have told viewers of this channel is that it has the same income eligibility as a third stimulus check. Single individual, $75,000 or less, got that third stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 or less, got it, double it. Family of 4, got it, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, or adult dependents, you got as well. It's not income, it's not taxable. And it's offered across the United States. It's not a state item at all. Now, what has happened the last 6 days? 6 viewers have been told by 6 different senators' offices it's going in there. It started with Janet, who picked up the phone and contacted Chuck Schumer's office the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, was told it's going in there via Bernie. Then Donnie and Donnie's wife Sharon picked up the phone and called Ron Wyden's office, being told it's going in there. Then Tyrell picking up the phone and calling Bob Casey's office, being told it's going in there. Lynn Glenn picking up the phone and calling Chris Coons' office and being told it's going in there. And Bonnie picking up the phone and calling Liz Warren's office and being told it's going in there. It's important for you to advocate across the board because it's not yet a law, and the number one legislator, the equation says, advocate until this is over the finish line. And that's why it's important to pick up the phone and express why you need it. Do not use the words MSC. Use simple words like a stimulus check. And pick up that phone and advocate to those legislators. This is what that chief of staff to the number one guy in this recon says about the situation. They receive in total between congressional and senators' offices, receive more context of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring of touching stories. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have the heartbreaking stories and the voice of the people across the nation, you LA, as you have become too loud to be ignored. Please continue your encouragement for the continued advocacy as a professional voice of the people you have become until this becomes law. And that's why it's important to go out and pick up the phone and contact Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. But also advocate for your wallet. And advocate for your wallet involves getting that beautiful Christmas stimulus. That is third stimulus. And third stimulus is still paying out, and viewers in the last 2 weeks have done so well. They have averaged $5,000 of checks in their hand. This is Christmas stimulus. This is third stimulus. How do you get it? It's coming up in the second half of this video. And in the final 5 minutes of this video, stay to the very end, you're going to see new commentary from me about third stimulus. You're going to be excited because I'm going to have new money for you to get from third stimulus. It's in the final 5 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that coming up. Fifth stimulus and that COLA raise if you're on benefits, the latest details on that coming up in the second half of this video. Then we're going to turn to the vote that is happening in just a few days. We are just days away, and the passage that I'll recon is even closer than that. The Senate changes, and the big checks that are in this fourth stimulus recon that's going to pay you a lot, I'm going to cover them. Get that pen and paper ready for the second half. About $15,000 of multiple checks are in this recon. Fourth stimulus recon, it's coming up in the second half. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now live from Santa Monica, California with your weekend edition of Mornings LALATE. With that recon passing in just a few days. This incredible great news. The Senate changes that are going to go in this fourth stimulus recon. The biggest pay day you ever seen in the history of this channel. Lots of checks, upwards of about $15,000 of them, but maybe even more. You're going to see them in the second half of this video. Hope you have your pen and paper ready. But it's that Christmas stimulus that is right in front of us right now. And thousands of viewers have gotten, on average, about $5,000 of this Christmas stimulus. How do you get it? It's coming up in the second half of this video. And the final 5 minutes of this video, I'm going to show you how to get more of this incredible Christmas stimulus. Its real name is third stimulus, and it's paying out big money today to pay your bills. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, plus that COLA raise of this stimulus coming on across the board as well. It's coming up in the second half. And then the latest details about what's happening on February 15th with the Federal Reserve. It's a big second half. It's a big morning's broadcast with a lot of economic data that came in overnight. I have it all for you on this big broadcast. And with that, I want you to subscribe. Go into this video right now and hit that subscribe button. Be part of the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America, LALATE. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes. It helps in the algorithm ranking. And consider becoming a member today and get that incredible newsletter. It comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alert system and the LALATE alert system, which is also under the video's description, totally free to sign up for across the board. And with that, we go into the second half of this big, bold, beautiful morning's broadcast, starting right now. First, let's go over the next few days and how they're going to get this done. The recon will become law in the month of December, I'm predicting. Chuck Schumer's representation is the recon is going to become law by Christmas. I don't think it's going to become law by Christmas Eve. Let me show you what's at issue. He has a series of things to be done this coming week and then the week after. What's his plan? His plan delineated to the American people is that the final markup of the language of the recon bill on the Senate side will be done this coming week. They asked for certain provisions out of subcommittees last week. The last provisions will be done this week so that the bill format will be finalized this coming week. And then he wants the voting the week after, which is the week of Christmas, which is a half a week. Can he get the voting done in the week of Christmas? No, I don't think so, because you need at least 4 days of voting. You need the House, Senate floor 1 day. You need a 2-day vote-a-rama. You need the House floor vote again, because remember, if you change a period, a comma in the recon in the bill, you send it back to the House, and they have changed it, at least a period, a comma. So that's 4 days. Can they get it done if they start on Monday and the week of Christmas? No. Can they do it by the week of Christmas? If they start this whole process of voting, not this weekend, but the next weekend, right before Christmas. They start a few days the weekend before. Traditionally, they haven't worked the weekend before Christmas. Now, so when do I think they're going to get done? The weekend after Christmas, the 27th, the 28th, the 29th. They have worked often on those that week after Christmas and even the weekend after Christmas. Why do I think it's going to get done? Because of really almost 3 reasons. One, conservative and liberal analysts both believe it's going to get done in the month of December because they just see the landscape of what it looks like right now. It's totally different than just a few weeks ago. Number 2, there's a series of programs in this 4th stimulus recon that are continuation of programs from 3rd stimulus recon. And when they're continuation, you write the language of the bill as a continuation language. You can't do that if they expire. So when do they expire? January 15th. But you can't go all the way to January to extend them. You have to renew them in a new 4th stimulus recon in late or mid-December, says Senator Tim Kaine. So that's why I think they're going to get done around the 27th, 28th, 29th. Number 3, there's a whole new aura out there, and we saw it first on this channel, I believe it was Thursday. Unbeknownst to you, me, and any other legislator except Chuck, Mitch, Nancy, and the president, Mitch McConnell, Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, reached out to Chuck Schumer before Halloween and said secretly, let's start having some secret meetings. And those secret meetings were not unearthed until 2 days ago. Those secret meetings, the purpose of them was the following. Mitch did not want to have any more procedural battles with Chuck. And so he said, I want bipartisanship when it comes to procedural issues. You can do your substantive thing. You can spend whatever money you want to spend, but I'm not going to co-sign it. But I also don't want to have procedural battles with you. And that is why we started the month shaking our feet, worried that there were 4 major bodies of legislation to do in the month of December. And now they're all done, with the exception of one. The debt ceiling limit raised up and done. The other debt ceiling limit moved to February. The defense spending bill done. And this recon is going to get done with no interference from Mitch and co. So that is why I believe it's going to happen. And with that, let's go over the incredible provisions in this 4th stimulus recon that's going to have a lot of checks in there that pay you at least $15,000. The first check in there is the paid leave. There's a lot of money. $1,700 if you make $70,000 or more per year. If you make $35,000 or more per year, about $800 a week. If you make $15,000 or more per year, about $400 a week. Yes, how many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Oh my goodness, on the high end, it is about $5,000 to $6,000. It's a lot of money. Now, if you don't work but live with your son and daughter, and they do work and they take you to the doctor once a week, then they're going to get checked for the household. The next incredible provision that got in there is the SALT cap. raising up to $72,500, of which you can deduct in state and local taxes on that federal tax return. It's currently $10,000. They got in there the $40 billion of free job training, really important because millions of Americans want to take a higher paying job. And then they got in there the incredible provision I get a question about all the time, the cheaper medical insurance. There were 12 Republican states that vowed never to pay for Obamacare, so they got in there a workaround plan that will provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in those states. It's incredible. Then they got in there the best provision of this entire recon. The best and credible provision that pays a lot, and you know what it is. Housing. $150 billion of housing, and there were 6 programs, 3 which are new, which are weatherize your home repairs, and the first-time home purchases, and 3 they're repeating from third stimulus, and they are rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. Wow. So get your pen and paper ready, get it out. Get also out your newsletter if you're a member. We can go over all those details in just a second. But first, let's go over what's at issue. Back in December 2020, I looked at the situation, and you saw the situation as well. We were in first stimulus heading into second stimulus, but it still wasn't law, and you needed money. It was the holidays. It was December 2020. And I said, I can get you money. It's from rent and utilities. Let me show you how to do it. And you did. We got a good amount of money at the time with very little money available. There was very little money, $250,000 we got at the time. I said the great news is that when third stimulus becomes law, you're going to have the skills to get this when there's a lot more of this money floating around. In December 2020, this channel had an exclusive preview language of what was going to be in a new body of legislation. I coined the phrase third stimulus. And I said, I'm looking at this new legislation for next year, folks, 2021. It looks like there's a $14 stimulus check, but there looks like I can get you at least $15,000. And when it became law, I said, I can get you $15,000. I can get you $15,000. And guess what? In spring of this year, when it became law, the average view of this channel got $45,000. They heard me over the summer then. When I said you can get another round, they got another round. They got more money. But 2 weeks ago, you and I knew the equation of the writing on the wall. It was the holidays coming around. And you needed money. You needed your bills paid. You needed to free up cash. You did not need to be paying your rent bill. You need someone else to be paying that rent or utilities bill. So you had extra cash sitting around to go buy those holiday gifts. I said, let's go get some third stimulus. And viewers didn't know it existed. If they had got it before, they didn't know they can get a second round or third round. And if they had just found the channel, they didn't know it still had money. Well, it did. And the great news is that you have listened and done it. Let's go over what's happened the last 2 weeks. This third stimulus, aka Christmas stimulus, has been paying out viewers in their hands quickly, cash, and lots of cash, way before Christmas. You can get it today. You can get it next week. What is the average payout that viewers are getting? The average is about $5,000. Now, understand, we've had highs and lows over this channel for the last year, but it is really hovering around $4,000 to $6,000. We're seeing that number a lot, and you can see it in the examples in just a second. Then the average is 4 to 6 months of rent, and that viewers are getting at least 2 utilities. Let's go over the incredible story so you see what's happened in just the last 24 hours. Here's Amy. She says, thank you so much for your unprecedented dedication helping your viewers learn how to attain financial help during these uncertain times of hardship since the beginning of COVID's appearance in our nation. Your extensive coverage of detailed current information has been a blessing to so many. Your demeanor is always pleasant, positive, and winning as a pillar of hope to the American people. My husband and I were finally able to get utilities 3 more rounds. So she got 1 round before she got 2 more rounds before she got the round just this week. She got another round of rent, her second round, and they had already also gotten food stamps from this channel. And she said, tell your viewers that there is money everywhere. We're in a small rural area of Kentucky, summer shade, and we got as well. Thank you. Thank you for the incredible, nice comments, Amy. Thank you for watching. Now, Judy, you got to love Judy's story. I always tell you, get those bills as far in the future as possible. So Judy says, you are Jesus in disguise. Thank you, Judy. Thank you for your reporting. I just got December 2021's rent and then January, February's rent. And last year I got rent, and I'm so happy because I was able to get this third stimulus rent with you. I now have cash to get Christmas gifts I wanted to give those loved ones. There you go. That's how you do it. She doesn't have to pay for December's rent. Instead, she's putting that money to Christmas gifts. I've been listening to shows since March 2020 and January's rent and February's rent. I've told friends and family about you, and they're getting food and mortgages also. I'm going to get rent next year. There's the positive outlook. You're the best. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. Sandra got money. Congratulations, Sandra. Tanya got money. There is also Thorn Diaz, who got 4 months of rent. I told you. Came in on the holidays LA yesterday. We have Deborah got 6 months of rent, about $4,000. Thank you, LA. Then Chef John Meyer got some more SNAP and is looking to get utilities. Go get it. Lynn Glenn got 4 more months of rent. She got rent earlier this year. And then comes Lorica. She got free wood into 2022. That's how she powers her home. Robin got 3 rounds of utilities from one company and then 3 rounds of another utilities. How do you get multiple rounds the same week? Stay with me. It's coming up in just a second. Thank you for your assistance, Ally, says Robin. You're an angel in disguise. I appreciate that. And there's D Miller, and she got about 4 more months of rent. Here comes Madonna, who got 3 rounds just a few days ago. Kathy says you are God sent. She got about $6,000 from 3 items, including rent, of course. And then there's Morel. She got 3 rounds. There is also May Lou. She got about $6,000 from 3 different items. And there comes Scarpia, who got Snap. Melissa Justice got 10,000, so she's on the high end. She got about 10,000. And then we have Jay Grant, who got $4,800. Says, I would never been able to do this without your encouragement. I speak for all of us. We love you. And then we go to Chris. Chris's story is great because Chris earlier this year got $10,000 from third stimulus. And he says, I would have never known I can get another round unless you had told us this. And I did. I got $5,000. So congratulations, Chris. Congratulations to all those incredible viewers and you as well. Get your pen and paper ready if you're not a member. Get that newsletter out. We're going to go over how you can get this money. And stay to the final 5 minutes of this video because I'm going to show you how to get more of this money that you never got before. Let's look at the money for the rent. It's a lot. And here you go. This was 3 months ago. It was $20,000 to $30,000 of rent. Now it is upwards of $40,000 of rent. One viewer last week got $40,000 of rent. Another viewer, certainly an anomaly, but congratulations to his family, got $138,000 for his family last week from third stimulus. So where do you get this rent? From 6 places. Here you go. Write them down. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall, State House Authority. And the key words you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There are 3 musts you must do. Number 1, you must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must get application on file as many places as you can. Number 3, you must get multiple rounds. So you got 1 round earlier this year, get another round today. You got 1 round yesterday from one organization, get another round from another organization today. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Here is utilities. Yes, it's gone up a lot. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Again, reach out to utility companies and say utility assistance because of COVID. Here's SNAP. You get it that right now. If you got a third stimulus check, get SNAP. It is money for food. You shouldn't be paying for your own food. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 a year. Over 10 years, that's $250,000. Here is the combos. Nisi and Art Sullivan started it. They got 3 items. And I said, do what Nisi and Art did. They got 3. Here was Mark at 2 items at the time, $32,000. I said, Mark, where's your third? He got his third, brought him to $50,000. Then Mark got more. He's at over $100,000 right today. Lorraine was at 105. Now she's at 120. There you go. Congratulations to everyone who got that incredible Christmas stimulus. Third stimulus. I have more about it in the final 5 minutes of this video. I show you more of this money and how to get more of it in just the last 5 minutes of this video. But let's turn to Johnny. Johnny's a true inspiration because he shows you exactly how to do this correctly. A 3-part story. Part 1 of Johnny's story was a few weeks ago. He started the week with $0. And by the middle of the week, he had 3 programs approved, $45,000. Just like 2 other viewers that same week, they didn't even know each other. Now, what happened at the end of the week? Johnny heard my recording where I say, keep on getting other rounds of money, getting other programs approving. Get as many checks as you can get. And he listened. By the end of the week, he had 7 programs approved, 7 checks. Now, why do I like part 1 of the story? It's because Johnny made 15 plus phone calls. You're going to have a 20 to 50% rejection rate when you're on the phone. You're going to have a lot of no's. And to get 7 yeses, he had to have had 5 no's, 7 no's. And that's why I love his story. He made the phone calls. He made at least 15 phone calls to get 7 yeses. And he got $80,000 in 5 days. Part two of his incredible story follows the next week. Part two of the incredible story is involving him reaching out to his family members. Say, hey, I got this money last week from LA. Oh, I've heard about it. Where'd you get the money from? He said, from third stimulus. He said, how much? For $8,000. And he said, I've never heard about this money. Why do I not hear about it? He says, they don't cover it. Broadcast media doesn't cover it. He covers it. Let me show you how to get it. By the end of the week, those family members, two of them went from non-believers to believers. They each got $50,000. The landscape right in America right now is this is the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America. Now, there's a lot of financial news to cover, and I don't cover a lot of it, and they don't cover a lot of my stuff. So I don't cover, for example, futures and options. Doesn't mean futures and options don't exist. Of course they exist. I just don't cover them. Doesn't mean what I cover doesn't exist. Just means they don't cover it. Part 3 of Johnny's incredible story came in 2 Saturdays ago. I got the message on private message on Instagram. Johnny says, hey, people kept on coming over asking me what I was doing, saying, can you help me get that money from me as well? So he kept on helping people get money from third stimulus. He said, we watch your videos, we talk about it, I show them, and we get the money. I said, Johnny, how many people did you help? He said, 32. I said, 32? How much money did you get them, Johnny? He said, $850,000. This is how we do it, folks, here. We cash checks. So go right on this video right now and become a member. Sign up for that membership right now to get that incredible newsletter. It features all this big money. It features the six places you reach out to. It features the keywords you say. It features the 3 musts. It features stuff not covered in this video, like the 5 nonprofits and what they help money with. The 1 nonprofit that helps with home repairs. It also features the incredible letter from Treasury that details what this money is for the rent. This is why the members are rocking and rolling daily. Congratulations to all those incredible individuals who got that Christmas stimulus of about $5,000. And for those of you who haven't, today is your day to get as well. But stay to the final 5 minutes of this video because I have an additional source of money for you to get as well. For that Christmas stimulus is coming up in just a second. Let's go back into that 4th stimulus recon. And we left off at that housing. So there's 3 provisions that are new in that housing. They are the home repairs if you live in a low-income community, the weatherize your home for homes across the board, and then for the money for the first-time home purchase. This is money that would be given to the seller in your name at the time of purchase. Wow, that's incredible. These are a lot of checks. It's incredible 4th stimulus recon. What else is in there? They got $150 billion of free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. They got the $550 check for my college student, the boost, for them across the board. And then they got $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, U.S. auto manufactured and U.S. labor. Now, the best provision of this entire recon comes next, and it's the cheaper medication. Day 1, 20 medications will dramatically be reduced. It's Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, the most expensive medications. They'll grow to 30 medications by the year 2028, and they cannot increase more than the rate of inflation per year. Otherwise, there's a penalty provision. Penalty provision? You can't do a penalty provision in a recon. So says Pat Toomey, the Senate Republican. I agree with him. And that's why next week is very important. Next week comes the important determination. The Senate parliamentarian, who we've been talking about for many, many months, will give her final determination. She's a nonpartisan individual who's been looking at this recon since day 1, since back in the spring. And she's ultimately going to rule if a penalty provision can stay in there. It can. It's going to go out. Whether immigration reform can stay in there, I don't think it can. She previously said it cannot. I think it's coming out. And paid leave. Paid leave, is it coming in or is it coming out? Can't say. But this is going to be a nail biter, folks, because if paid leave does stay in there, then what is Chuck Schumer going to do? Because Joe Manchin, since day 1, has said he'll never vote in favor of the recon if paid leave is in there. Now, remember, if a program comes out, it's also a nail biter because if the program comes out, the money is still in there. So where does the money get reallocated? Potentially to your IRS stimulus checks. Let's go over the other provisions that are in this recon. Some of them that repeat from 3rd stimulus and then some of them that are new. What's important to remember is that we have that timeline of certain provisions expiring and certain provisions that are new. So the new provisions are the home health, are the household tax credit. And the pre-kindergarten, 3 to 4-year-old, the home health care coverage benefit, and the hearing, which is a check. But the 3 provisions that are carried over from 3rd stimulus are the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, and the child care credit. Remember, they got to get those out the door because they're about to expire. The other 3 items that are in that 4th stimulus, of course, are the nutrition. We went over the $65 a month when the kid is not in school, the housing, and we also went over the incredible Pell Grant check as well. Now, what are those provisions the senators are going to add in there? I'm going to go over those in a second, but first, let's take a breath over to the executive offer on the table. It is student loan debt. The president has made an offer by executive order to forgive $10,000 of more student loan debt. The Democrats should take it. The president previously forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled after graduation. People went to work in the nonprofit sector. People went to work in the public sector after graduation. How about that fifth stimulus and that COLA raise? So here we go. Your benefits are going up at January 1, 5.9%. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything. It's everyone. Exactly 5.9%. Don't have to receive the letter. People aren't receiving the letter. Don't worry about it. COLA is 5.9%, but fifth stimulus comes right behind it by saying COLA doesn't work. So by December 2022, they want to replace it with a new benchmark, inflation. And that inflation benchmark will give you a new step up. They're first going to raise your benefits up one time to get you caught up and then apply inflation as your new benchmark. Remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty, and love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. And with that, let's go into the details that's coming this next week, which is December 15th, from the Federal Reserve, and what happened in the last few hours late yesterday with those labor numbers. Wow. The Federal Reserve on December 15th, which is next week, will meet and have its final FMC meeting to determine Fed policy for next year. This is the most important meeting of the entire year, folks. This is a big one. It impacts your wallet. Why? Because no less than a month ago, we thought the economy was rebounding slowly and that the Federal Reserve was going to taper slowly and have one interest spike maybe at the end of December 2022. No longer the case. The Federal Reserve is now receiving this economic data that is insanely robust, that is going to signal that the Federal Reserve is likely that day to have a faster tapering and 2 interest rate rises next year, with the first one potentially in Q1. Let's step back. What's at issue? What's at issue first is the following. Not this Friday, last Friday, but the Friday before that. The jobs number came in. It's a monthly number, and the number was incredible. It was off the hook. It was the lowest unemployment number we've seen in nearly half a generation. It was the best participation number we've seen since the start of the pandemic, meaning people are not on the sidelines anymore. And this signaled that both Wall Street analysts and myself said that unless Omicron gets worse, you're going to see the Federal Reserve do this faster, stronger policy on December 15th. Well, you know now that Omicron has not gotten worse. Omicron is basically in the same boat as Delta, and that it has not turned any different than how Delta already was. So what happened on Thursday, yesterday, 2 days ago, and what happened yesterday? On Thursday, the unemployment number comes out. If you've been with this channel since day one on April 25th, 2020, boy, I mean, you see me report on the unemployment number every Thursday morning. And this is a number for people who newly just went on unemployment that week. Day one on this channel, 1 million. Day 2, 1 million. It stayed over 1 million new people every week for 22 weeks. This is the worst since the Depression. So about a month ago, it started coming down quickly. 800, 700, 500, 400, 300. And last week, it was pretty impressive because pre-pandemic was 225. It came into the low 200s. So where to come in this Thursday? 184,000. 184,000. This is insane. This is the lowest number of unemployment claims since 1969. And if you can compare it against how big the U.S. population was in 1969 versus how big the U.S. population is today, percentage-wise, this is a massive, jaw-dropping historic number. Now, as if that was not enough, and you know I don't like to pat myself on the back, but once in a while I have to. There was that kid with that purple shirt in LA called LALATE that back in the summer months when I was doing fifth stimulus, we were always talking about inflation. And I was talking about inflation predictions for the December. Remember? I told you at the time that the Federal Reserve was saying it was going to be 2% inflation in December 2021. And I kept on doing this hand motion. Remember? Federal Reserve said the inflation was going to go up and come back down, and use the word transitory. It was going to come up and go back down, go to 2%, come back down. I said, I'm not buying the 2%. I told you that I wasn't buying the 2%. I told you about Jeremy Siegel from the Wharton School of Business, said 20%. I'm not buying 20%. I initially was at 10%. And I said, maybe I'm a little too high. I'll come back at a little bit lower. I said, okay, 5%. The number came in on Friday, 6.9%. Bingo. I'm really almost exactly on the money. I told you in the summer, in the spring, when no one was talking about 6.9, they were all down the twos and threes, except myself and Jeremy Siegel way up higher. I said, it ain't going to be that. And I also said, it ain't going to be temporary. This number is not temporary, folks. It's coming down, but it ain't going to be coming down tomorrow. So that means on December 15th, this coming week, the Federal Reserve, when it announces its new Fed policy, will taper faster, meaning removing its support of the economy, which is buying mortgage-backed securities, which you don't really have to worry about since day one, and coming in with 2 interest rate spikes potentially next year, with the one potentially in Q1. This is possibly going to cause a stock market correction, aka a fall or crash next week, if not on that day. It already caused a crash, not yesterday, but the day before, the week before, the prior Friday, a massive crash down 1,000 points, and crypto going down 50% overnight last Saturday. The situation is not improved for crypto. And with that, if that's not enough commentary, let me go into the final 5 minutes of my big commentary and show you how to get some more money from Christmas stimulus starting right now. I'm very, very, very proud of you as a viewer because you have really listened and learned of how to do things. Back in December 2020, when I moved into the space, I saw the situation. I saw a lot of people just looking around for one item. And I said, who told you to just look around for one item? Get cash, get lots of cash, and cash as quickly as possible. And I said, I know there's not a lot of money for rent and utilities. This is December 2020. We're first stimulus going into second stimulus. But I said, I want to show you how to get it. And you got it, like Tyrone and his family got his bills paid in December for all that rent, for 5 more months of rent. And because of that, he said it made his Christmas because he did not have to pay the December rent bill. He didn't have to pay the January rent bill. He could now put that money towards Christmas gifts, towards Christmas meals. When third stimulus became a law in January, I said, pounce and get this money. And you pounced. When summer came along, I said, pounce and get this money. You pounced and got that money. And 2 weeks ago, you and I saw the writing on the wall. We can count calendar days. We're not calendar cards or calendar callings, but we can certainly look at the calendar. And you and I knew 2 weeks ago what was going on. There was never going to be any forced stimulus in your hand before Christmas. It couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. There's not enough days left. So I said, you need cash. You need cash. And you need lots of cash. Get it from third stimulus. Get it right today. And you did. I'm so proud of you because we have both viewers who got it before, who had got it last year, first time, got it and learned the skill, got it in the spring, applied the skill when there was a lot more money under third stimulus, then got it in the summer and then got it again. And I said, it's there. And you got it. The average viewer is having a beautiful Christmas because they listened and applied and got that money. $5,000, quick turnaround time. And unlike prior months where we have big ranges of numbers, it is really hovering around $4,000 to $6,000. I'm so proud of you. Now, here is a tough love moment number 1. How to get more of this money. If you're one of those success stories, look at the utilities you got. I guarantee you haven't gotten all your utilities. Because I have your success stories here in front of me, and I'm usually seeing 2 utilities. People have more than 2 utilities, folks. You definitely have 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 utility bills. Pick up the phone, look at your utility bills, and realize which one you didn't get, and then go after it today. It's an extra $400. It's an extra $500. Maybe you're gonna get 2 months of it. Maybe you're gonna get 3 months of it. That extra $400 or $500 makes the difference from another 2 or 3 Christmas gifts. Yes, this is money that frees up cash. Go get it. Next. I want to turn over to something else what's important to understand, which is that in this last year, there has been a real refocusing, and I'm so proud of you. When I came into this channel, I said the number 1 focus for you is getting cash, getting lots of it and as quickly, and not worrying what it's called, and getting it as soon as it's available. That is what was the name Purple Hawk. Before there was an image of a Purple Hawk, before there was a membership of Purple Hawk, the expression I created on this channel was Purple Hawk to describe people who pounce and get money first. Purple Hawks are not donut guys. And to no disrespect to anyone, I want to now look back on the last year and the donut guy. The donut guy is going to end this year as he began this year with not a penny more because he did not want to listen. He started the year with $1,400 stimulus check, and he's ending the year with not a penny more, just a $1,400 stimulus check. There are versions of the donut guy. The versions of the donut guys are the people that say, I called up the city and the city said they have no rent. So I guess I don't qualify for anything. Now, here's tough love number 2. And I say this in the nicest way I can. You're playing games with yourself. You're playing games with yourself. How many videos have I recorded over a year where I said you reach out to the city, 2 places, the county, 2 places, and the state, 2 places? The reason I'm saying that is because I know that there's some cities that are very small. They don't have any money. So it's at the county level. And some counties are so small that it's at the state level. But for you to only reach out to one place and say, there's no money, I don't qualify, so I really need this one instrument. You're playing games with yourself. We got rid of that last year. Last year, when we were really struggling with second stimulus and first stimulus, not having a lot of money for rent and utilities, it was hard to find it at the time. Third stimulus, there's money in every state. There is money in every state. So for anyone who says there's no money in my state, you're playing games with yourself. You're playing games with yourself. There's money there, and you're not making the effort to get it. And I think that this week will be the epiphany for those people. For those people who sat back and were doing a version of donut, saying, you know what, I just want to wait. I just want to wait. Well, let's compare April 2020 to now. On April 2020, the video I recorded was about an EIDL grant and an EIDL loan. At the time, I was recording a video for people who already knew what the instrument was. So they knew it existed. I didn't have to tell them this thing exists. And they knew how to apply for it. So they had already applied for it. So they knew they had to pick up their fingers and type and apply for something. They knew something had gone wrong in the application process, so they were not approved. So they wanted to know how to fix it. Sort of like, your watch broke. How do I fix my watch? So they watched this channel to learn the information of how to fix the situation. And I showed it to them. I said, this is the way you do it exactly to fix it. And they fixed it. And they got the money. When I moved into this subject matter in October, September of last year, I said, this is the way you exactly do things. And the people that became Purple Hawks, Purple Power, Calcino VIPs, and the people who didn't, like the Lynn Glens and the other people who followed exactly how I said things, have gotten the money. But along the way, some people have wanted to do their version of the situation. There was no version of how to do an EIDL. You did it the right way, you did it the wrong way. You do the wrong way, you're not getting the money. In the EIDL days, I said, you do it the right way, you get the money. You're the wrong way, you're not going to get anything. In this subject matter, some people think they can do it another way and it's going to work. No, you have to do it exactly the way I say it. And if you digress, you're not going to end up with anything. Turn it back to a positive. I'm so excited for the viewers who have done things exactly as I said, that picked up the phone and got this money. And for those of you who had gotten it earlier this year, you got it again. You knew how to do it, you got it again. You may have not have known the money exists until I mentioned it, and you got it again. Now you see in this recording how to get more of the money, because there's more of it, because you haven't exhausted all those utilities. Get another utility, it can be another $500, $800, $900, maybe $1,000. Get another utilities. For the people who have just found this channel, have never done before, the great news, the money is still there. The great news, the money is still there. It was $47 billion of it. They hadn't used it up in just a few weeks ago. So the money is the great there. And the great news is that when we turn to fourth stimulus, it's going to have $150 billion for this housing, when third stimulus had $47 billion for this housing. There's going to be the biggest payday you're ever going to see in the history of this channel on a fourth stimulus. Lots of checks on top of the existing checks. So go get those third stimulus checks right today. Have a beautiful holidays. Get that holiday stimulus and then get ready for the vote. You're going to free up cash by not having to pay for the rent and utilities. That cash is now going to be free, available in the wallet, so you can spend it on the holiday meal, the holiday gifts. You're going to have a good Christmas. Congratulations to the viewers who've gotten the average of $5,000. And join me next on Holidays LA, coming up at 11 a.m. And with that, I want you to subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you to be part of the family. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day. Join me on Afternoons LA with a big news show, and Evenings LA tonight with a big news show as well. Stay informed, stay focused, always stay positive, always stay focused, and getting those big sums of money. And stay with LA for more.